I am an absolute Hello and welcome back to Cardboard and what is quite literally the worst conditions to be doing today's job on Project Fox repair. We are doing a compression test today and I've got to be honest, I've been dreading this, and I mean properly dreading it. I wasn't going to do it. For those that might not be completely up to date, why not? Basically, when the Fox hit Scarlet, I drove Scarlet home, which some people would say you shouldn't really do. You should just stop the car there and then because the radiator was burst. So I drove Scarlet back an extra couple of miles to get her home. I can't say for definite how many miles it was, but needless to say, by the time I got Scarlet back here, yeah, the engine bay was a wee bit steamy, not in a good way, and there was some plumes coming out of the exhaust. That is normally a surefire sign that you've completely destroyed your head gasket, which I really don't want to be the case. So today we have got, courtesy of my good friend Phil, a compression tester. And now I need to get set up, so I really don't want to do this. We've got the 4 main ports that we have to go in through. We've got to remove the CAS sensor, which I've already done that. That basically stops the car from, you know, performing the magic and actually properly starting up. And then all we need to do is get the HT leads out, whip out 1 spark plug at a time and crank over the engine. I think it's 5 or 6 times on each cylinder, and we'll see what the results are. So I'll get set up and then we'll give it a try on the first one. I really don't want to do this. Right, I'm going to put that in there. So it's a 16, I think. Yep. Is that engaged? Yeah, they're 16s. That's good news. Really, I'm trying not to swear, but I am shitting it about this. I'm really scared of what's going to happen here. Right, we have 1 spark plug, which is slightly warm, but I've seen worse. I'll keep that dry. And now the compression tester. Right, so that's in just tight. Now to crank the first cylinder. Now to put a battery charger on Scarlet, and then we'll do this again. We'll be back in a jiffy. Right, I've stuck the battery charger on Scarlet. Now hopefully we should get enough turns of the key anyway to try and do this test. Let me take that out. I don't think that makes a blind bit of difference, but not enough turns on the key. Oh, Scarlet, what is wrong with you now? absolute fucking prick. Beyond fucking relief. You will not believe how long it's fucking taken to get to this point. Do you know what I've done? Because Scarlets up on stands, oh, I swear to God, I knew something didn't sound right when I'm trying to crank her over. I'm going, it's as if she's trying to turn it in gear. She was in gear because she's on axle stands. I've now taken her out of gear. We can now conduct the compression test. So I'm going to get set up. We're going to start with the one that's plugged in just now, and then we'll get going. Jesus fucking Christ. What an absolute bastard of a day. Jesus. Right. After all that pain, and it's getting dark. Right, let's set that there. That way you'll be able to see the gauge. Right, let's start the compression test. Anything over 150 psi will be fabulous. $150. That's nearly 170 psi on that one. That's cylinder 4. I'm going to take a note of all these and then I'll come back and let you know how we've done, because that was 150, 60, it's 170 on the hybrid. So say 160ish. Right, next one. We'll speed this up and I'll catch up with you in a minute. I've got 3 out of 4. I'm going to give it 5 minutes, let the battery charge up a bit, and I'm going to retest cylinder 3, because I'm not too pleased about that. In the meantime, I'm going to put the plugs back in. Well, no, I'm not, because if I put the plugs in, it skews the results. Another 5-minute wait, it will probably be absolutely pitch black by the time you get back to me, but we'll find out in a minute. You can actually hear the battery starting to wane when I was doing that on cylinder 3 and on cylinder 1, so I'm not sure, but yeah, in order to do this properly, make sure your car isn't in gear. What a fucking idiot. Jesus fucking Christ. I kid you not, I have wasted an hour doing this. An hour just to discover that the car was in gear. Oh, I feel like such a fucking idiot. I totally forgot. You know, it was that thing I got, I need to get this done quickly because it's raining, it's horrible, I don't want to have the cylinders exposed for too long. Thankfully it's kind of smurry rain, so it's not really getting into the bay, it's just accumulating round about it. But Jesus Christ. What an absolute fucking idiot I am. So let's talk about the numbers before we do the final one and see if we're okay or not. Realistically speaking, this car, when it left the factory, the PSI you're looking for about 180, 190. That's if it's new. For a car of Scarlet's age, anything over 100's good, to be honest. 140-ish would be good. Anything above that, happy days. So yeah, we'll find out in a minute once the battery's charged up. I'll catch you then. Right, That's all 4 cylinders tested. Now, question is Scarlet's head gasket fucked, or should we be okay? After all, that's the reason why we've spent the last 2 hours here, nearly. Well, for me it's 2 hours, for you it's... Fuck knows how long this video is going to be by the time I finish cutting it down. This is an absolute car crash. However, I've spent weeks being absolutely petrified about how this is going to have went, because Phil said he would give me his compression tester, and to be honest, I didn't want it because I thought this could end up giving me more problems than I really need. But the results are in. Do we need a new head gasket? Well, cylinder 1, bearing in mind a really good compression is anything like above 160. Cylinder 1, 170. Cylinder 2, 180. Cylinder 3, 130. And cylinder 4, 170. Now, ideally you would want that to be much closer on one of the cylinders. Now, it could be anything in cylinder 3, so at this moment I'll take it. I'm going to consult online and we'll find out what it is, and down the road I'll let you know. But right now, as far as I'm concerned, that's a win, because I was so paranoid that the head gasket had gone. I really was absolutely petrified that we'd lost that and Scarlet's engine was going to have to come apart. Thankfully it looks like that's not the case, and with any luck, once we get the rebuild fully done, she should, fingers crossed, be fine. Oh, what an absolute shit show this has been. I'm really sorry. As I've stated a few times now, I am not in China, and by fuck I've lived up to that today. Oh, that's it for this episode of Project Fox Fuck Up After Fuck Up. Remember, comment, like, share, subscribe, do whatever the fuck you want. I'll see you on the next one, where we will be doing the AC delete, I promise. Bye bye. Oh, what a fucking carry on.